The Hezron Springer Show, reaching for the stars, one step at a time. Good vibes all the time, good laughs all the time, success all the time. Hello and welcome to the show, coming from London on a dreadful day. It is absolutely misery outside right now in England. My sister said to blame it down on the obvious British weather. I think she's right. Let's begin. I believe happiness, true happiness, does not exist. Now, this isn't a show to bring people down or make people feel bad. I don't want to present bad vibes here. But what I do want to present, however, is reality. And a lot of people would rather be in the comfort of their fantasies. And one of the fantasies that we have is if we reach a particular goal, then we'll be happy. When I was younger, gaming was a big thing. What used to happen was you'd have one camp, either the PS3 camp or the Xbox 360 camp. When you would make a new friend or something in school or whatever clubs you might go to, you would ask, who are you with, Xbox or PS3? And then you would kind of, in a cool way, say, yeah, I'm Xbox, man. And then another person would say, PS3, oh, come on, man, you should have bought a PS3, it's better. And basically it was like a football thing. It was like a war between these two consoles. And I dreamed that I could have both consoles. It's control. I would have control over my life and I could play all the games from both sets of consoles and everything would be just okay. Looking back at it in hindsight right now, I'm thinking, why would I want both consoles? I don't know. But at the time, that is what I was thinking. I wanted both consoles and I would even fantasize about this stuff. I would dream about having both consoles in my sleep. It was what I wanted. And I believed in my religion. If in my, my small teenager mind, my small little world, I said to myself, if I had all the consoles, I would be happy. And that was the dream. That was the religion which I implanted into my brain. Now, if we fast forward a couple of years, I started to get into the music industry a little bit. I started teaching piano lessons and I was actually working at a bar. It was not a bar, sorry. It was a Chinese restaurant and they had a beautiful grand piano. It was in West London, Earl's Court. Fantastic place. They made like gourmet Chinese food, and with the pianist, i.e. me, thank you to my friend Angeline for getting me the link into there because her mum works there as well. And at the age of about 15, I started working at this place called Mr. Wing, which is now subsequently shut down, unfortunately, and I was made redundant. And I was making good money from there, and the tips used to be amazing. One guy, he came through the restaurant, and I would really give these people a show, while I was playing the piano. I love giving people a grand show. As this guy and his family was leaving, he asked the waitress, how much should I tip this guy? And she said, thank God to you, by the way, I'm in debt to you. What's the max I can tip this guy? And she said, whatever you want. And this guy filled my tip jar with a £50 note. Oh my God. That was the highest tip, I think ever. But long story short, I was making good money. And now that I reached 15, I could afford quite easily to buy both consoles. At this point now, it was now the next generation, the 6th generation of consoles, the PS3, the PS4, and the Wii U. I bought the Xbox One. Next, I bought the PS4. Can't remember if it was out already, but I bought the PS4 next. I now had 2 consoles, and my TV, my room was looking really, really good. Then, that wasn't enough. I bought the Wii U. And now I had all 3 consoles underneath my TV screen. And I thought, for the first week at least, I was living the dream. Here I was, 16 years old, and I had all 3 consoles. Wow! High five to me. Good times. I also bought my first iPhone at the time with the money that I was making. It was £35 a month for the iPhone 5. That was my first iPhone. And ever since the iPhone came out, since I was in year 7, I always dreamed of having one. And I had all these things. I had all the 3 consoles. I had the iPhone 5. And you know what? I didn't feel any happier. I had all the pocket money of my dreams and all the things. I had the money there at my disposal to buy those materialistic items which I thought I wanted. But emotionally, I was bankrupt. I had nothing. The materialistic items which I thought would provide me the life that I thought, if I had these things, then I would be happy. I got nothing from it. It was at that very moment when I sat there with all 3 consoles and my iPhone 5 in hand, and I had an iPad as well. Ooh, I had the iPad Air, the new iPad Air. Oh, I love that thing. That was great. For a week. But I received nothing from all these devices which I thought was gonna make me happy. But I realized a big life lesson for me right there, right at that point. I said to myself, lesson learned. Money is never going to make me happy. Money would never settle the emotional problems that I had in my life. After that, I realized there was something far more rewarding than the goal of having more success or having more money. I worked out that the path to success was far more enjoyable than actually the success itself. The dreaming part, the days researching online about the new consoles, the day dreaming about having it, the days just enjoying the dream and working towards the dream, that was far more enjoyable than the dream itself. One of my goals in life is to see £1 million in my bank account. But luckily for me, I already know that £1 million will not make me happy. But me working hard for it, even right now, doing podcasts like these, which I'm making pretty much no money off, I'm enjoying that because I'm just working towards my goals. I know that if one day I have £1 million on my bank account, the feeling will last probably for, I guess because it's £1 million, it might last for about a month. And then human nature dictates that you want more. Once you have £1 million, that won't be enough. And you know what? I even thought to myself, if I had £1 million today, and I scratched my head about this, and I thought, what would I actually do next? And I don't actually have a proper answer for that. What would I do next? Many of times people want to believe in the fantasy that if I have this, I'm going to be more happy. If I have that fast car, I'm going to be more happy. If I have a family, a beautiful wife, and a nice house in the suburbs, I'm going to be happy. If I have the music career that I've always wanted, I'm going to be more happy. If I achieve fame, I'm going to be happy. I think we all subconsciously know this, the grind is the far more enjoyable part. No matter what dream that you have, bettering yourself is always a good thing in my humble opinion. So I'm always going to set myself goals. I'm going to grind on those goals. Then I'm going to set myself new goals. And, that is the process of life. The reality is life is full of mostly struggling. Life is mostly a struggle. And from what I've experienced so far, there's more sadness in life than there is happiness. Let's be honest here. Those really, really happy days where you get up and you think you own the world, those are far and few in between. Mostly it's trying to fix the next problem, trying to achieve the next goal, and struggling. We're struggling to get to that next goal. But you know what? If life was full of happiness and it was just happy all the time, here's the truth. Life would be boring. So I'm quite content with life the way it is. full of loads of struggle, but when we get those few lucky breaks, those phone calls from producers that want you to get them on your show, that phone call from the festival manager saying you can play there, and these are all things that have happened to me, those lucky breaks that you have, those are enjoyable, and those should only come far and few between, because in the meantime we struggle. If everything was just perfect, we would have no motivation. If you were just born successful, it would be too easy. I'm happy that I started with nothing, because the emotional rewards are going to be far more greater when I eventually do become successful at what I want. I will be able to sit back in my LA mansion and I can say that I started with nothing and I amounted to this, that I worked hard for this and I enjoyed every single part of the process. I grinded. I put myself in so many risky situations where failure was only a step away. And that process right there, folks, that's where the happiness comes from. Not the goal, not the money at the end, not the fame at the end, but the grind to get there and the emotional rewards knowing that you did it. There's no such thing as a world where you're happy all the time and life is just great. If you're poor, you got problems. If you're rich, you got problems. If you're the Prime Minister of the United States and you've got so many people backing you, so many people trying to make sure that no harm comes to you, you still got problems. With more money comes more problems, baby. True happiness does not exist. The Hezron Springer Show, reaching for the stars, one step at a time. Good vibes all the time, good laughs all the time,